Let's see if I remember how to do this. So do forgive me if I'm a bit rusty. This is the Woolly Woolverine podcast. My name is Laura and I am coming to you from my home in Kildare in Ireland. I live here still with my two sisters, my mum and dad, and I've got two cats now. I think the last time I actually did a podcast was back in January 2019. So today is the 25th of October 2020. So it's been a long time. I did do Vlogmas last year, but it's slightly different to this kind of format that we kind of follow at the moment. I hope everyone's keeping safe and well. It's been a bit of a mad year this year. I've been working from home since the 13th of March. So I've spent a lot of time sitting on this bed working, and it's kind of blurred into one a little bit. The work home life balance is kind of difficult to keep on top of with the COVID times, but keeping happy, keeping safe, and yeah, it's been not too bad. In terms of craftiness, it took a bit of a dip in kind of the last year or so. It's starting to come back up now though, now that the weather is getting a bit colder. And it's just kind of crafty season. So this cardigan is a store bought one. I was wearing the most latest jumper that I knit, but it was too hot because it's mohair and fingering, and I was too warm, so I took it off. But I will show it next time. So I'm not going to be too harsh on myself in terms of making sure I stick to a schedule in terms of podcasting, but I think I'm aiming for kind of every 2 weeks, just to drop in and kind of show whatever progress I have. I'm not going to try and make up for lost time and show everything in one go, because it would be insane. So what I will do is, as I am wearing things or things kind of pop up, I will kind of talk through them. Just wanted to keep it quite light in terms of content and length of time as well. I don't want them to be too long, just for editing purposes. If they become too much for chore, I may not want to do them. So yeah, I just wanted to drop in really. So without further ado, I'll go through some of the things that I have been working on, that you may or may not have seen before. If you follow me on Instagram or Ravelry, you may have seen some posts about these projects already. I'll keep a link of my Instagram down below and my Ravelry, and you can follow me there if you so wish. So this is my Cottage number 9 bag. I love this one. This is one of my favourite bags that I have. It is by the lovely Terry of my Cottage number 9. Yeah, lovely. I love this fabric. It's kind of embroidered kind of fabric. And what I'm aiming for, I haven't actually got that many whips at the moment. I'm trying to keep them at a minimum where possible. So kind of have a small project and a sweater, and then the long-term blankets, which never end. They never end. So yeah, I have 2 blankets on the go, so I'm going to show you one in a little while. But this is the jumper project that I'm working on at the moment. So I only started this on Friday. Today is Sunday, so I've made a good dent in this. This yarn is Rauma. I picked it up at Edinburgh Yarn Festival, the last Edinburgh Yarn Festival, with my, I think I was with my good friend Jo at the time, and she helped me pick out the colours. So it's Rauma, oh god, it's bright. Trust me, it's Rauma Strict Yarn, and the shades are 103, 116 and 571. I think 116 is the dark colour, so it's really dark grey. It's natural black, that's what it's called. It looks much darker on this than it actually is. I have a ring light on, that's why it's so bright. But yeah, this is what I've done so far. So it's quite toothy. I think it's a DK weight, and this pattern is flying along. It is quite, it's supposed to be 10 to 14 inches positive ease, but the kind of shape that I am, oversized, that doesn't really suit me. I have a bigger bust and a very small waist, so things that kind of hang from here out don't really suit me very well. I need stuff that's more fitted, kind of in the waist area, so I am knitting this in quite a small size. I think I'm getting maybe 2 to 3 inches positive ease rather than 10 to 14, because I'd be drowned in a world of yarn if I did this. So making good progress. This pattern is the Tecumseh. It's been around for ages, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but I'll link my project page down below as well, so you can go have a look at that. I am knitting it on my High Sharp interchangeables, and it is, I think I'm pretty much gauge. I think I went up a needle size on my ribbing, but I stayed the same, the recommended needle size for the main body, which is 4mm, I think. So that is my jumper. So I'll show you, I did show you the yarn, I did, I think. Well, it's pink, grey, baby, light grey, and a dark black grey. I also have a second, my cottage number 9. This is like a Christmassy kind of bag. Look at it. There's like a little bear. There's a bear sleeping up in that tree. Christmassy. This is my jumper, or not my jumper, my blanket, my Northeasterly blanket by Skein. It's gotten huge. So I can't even remember the last time I showed this, but it's like proper foldy blanket now. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen over the summer I went a bit nuts and bought lots and lots of mini skeins, and that's to feed this beast. So I had it folded. This is it folded in half, and it's just all lots of scraps and minis of pastel kind of variety, all in my kind of colour zone. And I'll flip over to the other side. So there's lots and lots and lots of yarn in here. So it's quite big. I'll try and, there it is. You can't see me, people. But yeah, it's pretty big. So in terms of what kind of size this is, so what I'm doing is, so if you're familiar with the Northeasterly pattern, the chevrons, I'm doing 20 rows, and then for every second row or every second strip I do 20 for each one, and then for the second strip I do 20 and 10, just to break it up so it's not they're not all 20, if that makes sense, 20 rows. And there's, I think of the 20 row things, there's 16 blocks. So 16 different colour changes. So it's very wide. It fits across my double bed and has a bit of an overhang. And I'd probably, so originally what I was going to do is have it twisted like this way on my bed and across, but it would be too massive. So I'm planning on adding, I'd say, another 4 or 5 rows or strips onto this, and then it'll be done. And it will kind of lie this way on the end of my bed as a nice quilt. But it's really snuggy, and when I'm working on it, the cats love it. So I got 2 cats last year, around August time. So they're both 2 tabbies, Pip and Nova. You might have seen them. I think I have some footage at the start of them having little snoozes, and you'll probably see them over the course of the podcast, and once if I keep up with it. But yeah, so this is on 2.75mm, and there's all sorts of yarn in here. I've done lots of advent swaps, mini swaps, bought lots of mini sets, treated myself a lot to mini sets over the summer, from Botanical Yarn, and where else did I get some from? Kate Celine, and I'll link some of them below because some of them have been absolutely beautiful. Giddy yarns, yeah, lots of mini sets have been treated this summer. So what I actually have done is, because I'm not commuting to work, I'm saving a bit of money. So instead of wasting it or kind of just keeping it, I've been putting it into a separate little yarn fund, as a kind of treat myself kind of fund, that I can buy stuff as I want it, for money that I've saved. So that's what I've done. I bought myself too many yarn advents. I think I bought 3 this year. Oopsies. And mini skate sets. But I've kind of made a rule with myself that I'm not allowed to buy any more sweater quantities of yarn until I've knit at least 3, because it's gotten out of control. So my last whip that I wanted to show you is a pair of Scrappy Socks that I'm working on. So I am using some of the minis that I got as part of the Sweet Sparrow advent calendar last year. So this looks, it's not true natural light colouring because it's fluorescent, but basically I'll show these in more detail. So these 2 are a separate colour, but the minis that I'm using, let's see if I can pull them out. These 3 are the main ones so far. So there's this gorgeous red that is so beautiful, green, and then I think this was on her yak kind of base, so it's a naturally kind of browny grey colour and this one has speckles of green and red. So I'm doing little love hearts. I don't know, I think I'm not loving, I like this stripe section here that I did, and I think this just looks a bit chunky or something. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. But this main colour is Giddy Anti-Yarns in the colourway Nari. It's like a brownish purple kind of colour, and it is beautiful. It was a leftover from a shawl that I knit for my auntie, and I knit a pair of socks, and this is my second pair of socks to use to try and use it up because I really like the colour. I thought this was kind of a nice warm palette and kind of Christmassy and festive. So yeah, I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. I'm not too sure about it, but I'm going to keep going and see what happens. It's the sock. So they are all my whips. I'm trying to keep it low in the number of whips that I'm working on at any given time, because I just find it can be a bit overwhelming, and sometimes you just need not too much to be working on or thinking of, especially at the moment. I think it's been quite a stressful time for everyone, so I've taken great comfort in just having a few projects. So, finished objects. So I recently finished a sweater which I was talking about that I was wearing but had to change because it was too warm. I'll show that next time, or I'll try and remember to show it. It's on my Instagram feed if you want to go see it. It's the Spellman sweater by Dragon Horde Yarns, and it is fingering and mohair, which is such a nice combo, and it's the first time I've used mohair and it's lovely. I'm a fan. I'm converted. I didn't think I'd like it because it's so fluffy, but I do like it. So after sweaters I needed a bit of a palette cleanser, and I realised I had no hats, so I knit 2 in about a week. So this one is the Fidra by Gudrun Johnson. It is, I think the pattern is bulky, but I knit it in, I think it's an Aran weight. It's Durarum Natura, and this is in the Pavot colorway, which means poppy in French, I believe. So it is very red. So I wear a lot of either dark colours, so black, things like that. So this is kind of to go if I'm ever wearing a black kind of colour. Now they both need, so both the hats still need pom-poms. My fringe is a bit crazy. It will need to be styled. But yeah, this is it. It's a beautiful pattern. Cannot recommend it highly enough, and it flew. There's lovely eyelets and different textures, and nice, the decreases are kind of built in to the whole pattern. It's just, it flew off the needles. It was really, really quick, and I really love it. So I will link to the below. I'm just gonna make I have yarn left over. Excuse me. I have yarn left over to add a red pom-pom. Although a fur pom-pom would be nice on this too. Then I knit these. So this is the Rubellite hat by Simone Bechtold. It's French, I believe. I'll link her below. So this pattern is also needs a pom-pom. I'm going to do the light coloured pom-pom. Again, it's in Durarum Natura. This base is the Cirano base, which is their Aran weight, and this is their sport weight in Ulysse. I'll link it all below. And this is, so the darker pink colour is Bois de Rose, which is rosewood in French, and then the kind of lighter pink is quartz. I knit a sweater in these colours with another third colour, these Savannah by Diana Walla, who's Cake and Vikings on Instagram. I'll show that again if I haven't showed it before. It's really hard to know what I've shown and not shown, and because I haven't vlogged in so long. But this pattern is beautiful. It's quite a slouchy fit, and I have to weave in the ends because it's peeping out down here. And I need to do the pom-poms. So I'm doing the pom-poms today. When I get making pom-poms, I like to do them all in one go. So I got that pattern from this book, which is called, it's a Making Stories, and it is Jewels. And this was their 3rd edition book that they put together, and it is beautiful. I love every single pattern in this book. I will knit them all. So the reason I bought it was to knit the topaz. Look at that. Look at it. But I have bought 3 or 4 different types of colour combinations for it, and it's just not working. So this was knit, the sample is in Tuku wool. So all the patterns have in this book are all in lovely jewel tones, and it's just stunning, and the photography is just amazing. So this is the reason I bought the book, and I still haven't knit this pattern yet. I have knit this one. This is the Citrine. It's just a very boxy, plain sweater. It has, yeah, there's kind of a better picture there. It has eyelets and kind of nice detail on the shoulder. I'll show this another stage in the podcast. I knit my one in a very light blue colour rather than this beautiful chartreusey green. So the Rubellite is a hat here, but there's another this book is just amazing. I want to knit everything. So the Rubellite is here. Look at it, stunning. The photography in this book is amazing. And the colours, like I love these I love dual tone colours, but if anyone's watched, they know pastels are my true love. Yeah, this one, I love this one. What's this one called? The Upside. The Upside. They're all just really simple, beautiful jumpers. This one has a bit of lace up here. And there's interviews with all the designers and the yarn dyers. This one as well, tourmaline. I love tourmaline too. Yeah, I'm going to knit pretty much every single pattern in this book. Even the socks are stunning. These are the garnet socks. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the detail, but this is like a lovely cabled and lace detailed sock. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. It's just this book. I can't. Yeah, there's another hat. Oh, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. So this is, I think this is still available on their website, the Making Stories website. I think they've moved to a more magazine format than they had previously been doing. I saw that they had released one recently enough. I was watching an episode of Grocery Girls and they were talking about it. But this is book 3 of Making Stories and it is beautiful. Love every pattern in there. So that's that. Finally, so again, because it's been so long, I'm not sure how much I've talked about the 2 patterns that I designed over the last 2 years probably. So they're sock patterns. I'm going to show you now. So I've knit 2 samples of each pattern, just so you can kind of really get a good view of what's going on. So this one is, oh, this light isn't ideal. I might try turn the light off and see if you can see the detail. One sec. Okay, so this is a bit better. So this is the River Runs Through It socks. So they're just quite a textured sock with a cable that runs down the middle. So I just have this on the sock blocker kind of sideways. So that runs down the middle of your foot. And this is knit in Ellie and Ada in the, I think it's Unicorns and Glass Slippers colorway. And the mini is a Fine Fish Yarns in Maven, I think. It's one of my favorite colors of all time. That's that one. So I knit this in a different colorway as well. So this is the same sock in a different color. River Runs Through It. This is the yellow and pink minis are from a set I got by Yarn Badger, I believe. And the purple is Ellie and Ada again. I think it's Forevermore or Forever Love or something to that effect. But it's beautiful, speckly colour. Very simple textured pattern. So that's one of them. It's they're both on Ravelry. I'll link to them below in case you're interested in them. If you happen to purchase it and knit it, do tag me on Ravelry or Instagram, because I get a kick out of seeing people knitting my patterns. I think everyone does. But yeah, this one is called the Winter Morning Socks. Knit in Grace's yarn, Babbles yarns. They're beautiful. So this is just a textured cable that runs down the middle of the sock. I just have this so you can see it pulled a bit out on the blocker. So one side is textured and the other is not. And this is it in a solid. So this is in Nori. I showed this colour. I'm doing the kind of Scrappy Socks in this as well. And this mini was from my Stress Knits Advent last year. So it's just a textured cable. And on the back of the leg there's a slip stitch pattern that runs down the back. And that's the Winter Morning Socks. So I'll link to them you're interested in going to purchase them. That would be great. I'd appreciate it. And if you wanted to tag me, I'd appreciate that also. But yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about today. Keeping it quite quick and short so that there's not much editing and it's not taking too much time out of everyone's day to catch up. But it's been actually quite nice. I do need to figure out lighting. Usually I'd do this when it was a bit brighter, it's a bit late in the day. But I'm just waiting for people in my house to be a bit quieter. Just in the morning it's louder with people having showers and you know, that kind of thing. So it is now 4:45 in the evening, so the light is getting a bit darker, especially in Ireland because it is winter pretty much here now. It's a lovely day today actually. I went for a nice walk, but yeah, it's getting chilly and it's getting dark quite early, and the clocks went back last night to kind of give us a bit more daylight in the morning, but it's going to be going. The evenings are going to be getting shorter, guys. But yeah, that's everything. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Like, subscribe, and if you just give me a bit of a thumbs up just so everyone else can maybe potentially see this. And yeah, if you have anything that you'd like to see, let me know. I'll see you all in 2 weeks.